John Beltran, Jen Goodall back from Eaton High School, where the Beatniggers and Eaton Reds are playing in what amounts to a regional championship game and a second-round state tournament game. And the winner qualifies for the Elite Eight. And more than likely taking on the 6th Pagosa Springs. We'll see if we get a final on that game, because that's the side of the bracket that these teams are on. The Beatniggers starting line brought to you by T.O. Charlie's for a great used car truck. If you don't see what you want on the lot, they'll find it for you at T.O. Charlie's at 700 West Platte Avenue in Fort Worth. The Beatniggers go with 6-foot senior Colby Needens, along with 5'8" senior point guard Gregory Maris. Also for the Beatniggers in the middle, 6'3" junior Mitch Tormolen. Jeffrey Dunker, a 6-foot sophomore, and 5'10" sophomore Randy Baker. You know, with the experience of Needens and Maris, Beatniggers are pretty impressive getting to this point, considering he's got 300 underclassmen on this team as well that are starting.
That's true, and you know, that just props us up a little bit more for next season.
The Beatniggers are coached by Ken Garcia, assisted by Dan Kennedy and George Muscle. Dressed in their road maroons with the white striping. Eaton, coached by Dean Grable, assisted by Arlen Ball, Josh Lamato, and Weston Hager. They are dressed in their home white with the red numerals. We'll get to the Eaton starting lineup momentarily. 61-57 Beatnigger victory 26 days ago. Unfortunately, that does not matter right now. The Beatniggers have got to duplicate, if not even improve, upon that performance, which at that time was probably Brush's best game of the season, and that's what you need now, here nearly 4 weeks later, against a Eaton team that is extremely athletic. They'll move that ball up and down the floor and certainly test this Beatnigger team, but the Beatniggers certainly will be a stiff test for the Eaton Reds. The Reds go with 6'1" junior Brenton Abbott, along with Reed Merritt, a 5'9" senior. Austin Eckler, 5'8" junior, quickly quicking the backcourt for the Reds. And also starting for Eaton to complete the lineup, Austin Ryer, a 6'3" senior forward, and Ryan McIntyre, a 6'1" senior forward. Biggest feat for Eaton. That's why Brush matches up very well with him. Mitch Tormola had a nice rebounding game. He was in double figures in rebounding in that 61-57 victory. This is for a spot in the Elite Eight. The opening tip this afternoon is brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance, locally in Fort Morgan and Brush, offering home, health, auto, farm, business, and workers' compensation insurance. That is Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. And yet, the odd thing, Jen, is in the last meeting, the game was getting away from the Beatniggers in the third quarter, not necessarily early. They started off well early, so that notion that you have to get off to a good start doesn't always apply, because this team has shown resiliency as they did here 26 days ago. But in a playoff game, you do have to get off to a good start, I think. This is a frenzied atmosphere in Eaton. This is a packed house. And even though the Beatniggers have plenty of support, it's certainly full of Eaton red. Austin Eckler will jump center with Mitch Tormolen. And the second round 3A state tournament game is underway. Tormolen controls the tip. Eckler didn't even go for it. Gregory Maris with a basketball. Maris bounce pass on the outside right to Tormolen. Guarded by McIntyre. Up top to right. Randy Baker on the outside right. Maris three in the air. Good! But Gregory Maris, he drills the triple. And the Beatniggers are on the board. 3-0 Brush. On the outside left, Reed Merritt over to Eckler. Eckler with the basketball. That's the way the Beatniggers shot yesterday with a three-pointer. In the corner with the basketball is McIntyre, holding it up high over to Merritt. He'll take the right wing three, and that is off to the left. And the ball is tipped around into the hands of Gregory Maris. Maris across the timeline. Brush up 3-0, picked up by Eckler. At the top for Dunker. Dunker with the basketball. Bounce pass, right corner for Tormolen. Tormolen right in the lane to Baker. Baker spinning in the lane. He's going to have to back it out and get out of the lane. Tormolen, 16-footer, yes, from Mitch Tormolen. And the Beatnikers off to a 5-0 lead. 1 minute into the game on the outside right, Britton Abbott. Bounce pass kicked out of bounds by Dunker.
It looks like the Beatnikers are going to be in a 2-3 zone to start the game.
It'll be Britton Abbott for the left corner to throw it in. Bounce pass to the free throw line. McIntyre, 15-footer, back rimmed it, and the rebound and the putback is up and in. Tanked by Austin Ryer. The Beatnikers have got to control those backboards. 5-2 Brush. 6:45 to go in the opening quarter. Colby Needham still in the backcourt across the timeline, spinning at the top of the three-point circle, into the lane, lost the basketball, and it's taken away. Here comes the Reds the other way with the basketball. Left baseline is Ryer. Kicks it back out to McIntyre, now to Merritt, retreating towards the timeline. 6:25 to go first quarter. Brush 5, Eaton 2. They're going to spread it out to Eckler. Eckler with the basketball back out to Merritt. Merritt on the left wing to Ryer. Ryer against Tormolen. At the top for Abbott against Dunker. To his right to Merritt. Merritt dribbling into the lane, wants to pull up. He's going to have to back it out and does to Ryer right of the lane. Ryer with the basketball back out to Merritt at the top. Merritt retreating towards the timeline, picks up the dribble, lob pass to McIntyre at the free throw line, back to Merritt. Under 6 minutes to go, first quarter, and Brush with a 3-point lead. And Eaton's going to be very patient on offense and make the Beatnikers work on defense. Merritt with the basketball on the outside right to McIntyre, guarded by Baker, penetrating right baseline, going to have to kick it back out. The Beatnikers with some tough defense. Here's Ryer, bounce pass intercepted by Baker. Baker with the basketball. Baker over to Dunker. Dunker at the top of the three-point circle, dribbling against Ryer. Dunker bounce pass to Merritt, right baseline, 8-footer. This is for Gregory Maris. He hits it on the right baseline. And we've got a whistle and a foul on the backcourt on Gregory Maris going for the steal. First foul committed by either team. And to throw it in the backcourt will be Ryan McIntyre.
That was an almost brace play by Gregory. He acted like he was going to run down the court, and then he turned around and tried to make a steal. However, the pass was crisp enough that it got to the Eaton hands first.
Here comes Eckler with the basketball. Brush 7, Eaton 2, 5:20 to go in the opening quarter from Eaton in the second round 3A state tournament game. Handing it off to Abbott on the outside right to Ryer against Mitch Tormolen. Cross court to Eckler. Picked up by Gregory Maris. Into the lane. Eckler spins it right corner. Ryer 3 in the air. Good for Austin Ryer. He drills the triple. He's got all 5 points. Brush in the lead 7-5. Under 5 minutes to go in the first. Maris with the basketball. Approaching the timeline against Austin Eckler. Crosses the timeline on the outside right. Bodied up by Eckler. Spins. Up top to Dunker. Dunker against Ryer. Free throw line. Needham's 15-footer is around and no good. Austin Eckler has the rebound for Eaton. Long pass to Ryer. Down low pass. Intercepted or checked that. Tipped out of bounds. Needham's went for the pick, but it went off his hand intended for Abbott. And Eaton retains possession with 4:40 to go in the opening quarter. Eaton trails by 2. Bounce pass to Eckler. He runs into Dunker and banks and scores. No whistle. Eckler is tied the game at 7 for the Reds. They're on a 5-0 run. There's to the basketball. Right corner for Tormolen. Tormolen looking at the free throw line for Needham. Left wing for Baker. Baker with 4:24 to go. Penetrates left baseline. Tries to put up a shot and he's fouled. Baker with a strong move to the bucket. And he was hacked by Reed Merritt. And Randy Baker, the sophomore, to the stripe to shoot 2.
It looks like Eaton's trying to do like a 2-3 zone as well, but it looks more like a matchup. So whenever there's a screen set, they're just switching.
And the free throw is good. The Beatnikers have got to shoot well from the free throw line because they were atrocious yesterday. Only 10 out of 23. And Jeffrey Dunker is out. Bryce Needham is in. The Beatnikers are back in the lead 8-7. Second free throw is up, and that barely made it to the rim. Austin Ryer has the rebound for Eaton. So the Beatnikers with a 1-point advantage. Eckler into the front court on the outside left to Merritt. Hands it off to Eckler. Penetrating left baseline all the way. Scoops it up and in. Off the flat. A nifty move for Austin Eckler. Eaton 9, Brush 8. 4:05 to go first quarter from Eaton. Harris across the timeline. Nearly picked by Eckler. He gets it over to Baker. Baker on the outside left. Spinning at the free throw line. Looks to back it out somewhere and does to Maris. Maris cross court to Tormolen, well beyond the 3-point line on the outside left. On the outside right, now to Needhams. Needhams with the basketball. And at the top for Baker. Baker against Merritt, dribbling into the lane, trying to force it. He was fouled. But Baker is selling that very well. And the foul was committed by Ryan McIntyre. That's his first, and Baker back to the line.
Well, and anytime you have a slasher like Randy Baker is for Brush, you're going to have somebody try to reach in instead of sliding in with their whole body to pitch that off, and that's exactly what he got called for.
And the free throw is off to the left. Second free throw coming for Baker. He can tie the game with a made free throw with 3:40 to go in the opening quarter. And that one is up, and that one is around and no good. Austin Ryer grabs the rebound. Beatmaker's only 1 out of 4 from the line. Here comes Eckler across the timeline. Outside left to Merritt. Merritt at the top against Baker. Jump pass inside, poked away. It's out of bounds. I think that was off of Eaton. It was. That's the Reds' second turnover. Beatmaker basketball. Bryce and Colby Needham's in there. Now Austin Garcia replaces Randy Baker out there with Vince Albo and Mitch Tormolen. Garcia, backcourt bounce pass to Needhams. Back out to Garcia. Garcia across the timeline, spinning into the front court, looking. Gets it over to Colby Needhams. Needhams back to Garcia. Garcia at the top of the basketball, picks up his dribble on the outside right to Bryce Needhams. Dribbles to his left, bodied up by Ryer in the lane. Jump pass back out to Garcia. Wide open three in the air is up, and that's off to the right. And the rebound controlled by Austin Ryer of Eaton. It's 4 rebounds. Long pass to Abbott, lays it up, and he missed it. And we've got a foul. 2 free throws for Brenton Abbott. The Beatnickers committed the foul. And it was on Colby Needhams. That'll be his first. So Brenton Abbott to the stripe to shoot 2. With an even 3 minutes to go, the first free throw is up and in. Brush was up 7-2 in this game. They've now been outscored 8-1. Second free throw upcoming. That one is in and out. Mitch Tormolen grabs his first rebound of the game at 417 Main Street in Fort Morgan, Platte Valley Hearing Center, getting your hearing to its very best, Platte Valley Hearing Center. And then Bryce Needhams' pass was tipped out of bounds into the front court by the Reds. Beatnickers retained possession, a very awkward pass. It looked like had it just gone through, it would have been off of Needhams, but instead the Reds touched it. Gregory Maris back into the game for Colby Needhams. Beatnickers will inbound it to the right of the basket in the front court. And now checking in is Brock Needhams for Eaton. And he replaces Ryan McIntyre. Head coach Dean Grable apparently discussing something with the official. Apparently McIntyre must have some blood or something on the uniform because he's got to replace that. And Maris to throw it in to the right of the basket. Maris still looking. Gets it Austin Garcia, left to the lane. Garcia bounce pass, left corner for Bryce Needhams. Bryce Needhams that was fouled. That'll be the 13th foul on Eaton. And the foul was committed by Reeve Merritt. That's his second. The Reds fans don't like that. You know, they do commit fouls. I mean, come on, this is ridiculous. We saw this last time where it seems like virtually 2 out of every 3 times Eaton commits a foul, the fans are all up in arms. I mean, they play a physical style. Bryce Needhams, 3 in the corners, an air ball. Austin Eckler with a rebound. Eckler into the front court with Austin Garcia. The beat lays it up and Austin Eckler. Coast to coast. And the Reds now lead 12-8. 2.5 to go in the opening quarter. Gregory Maris pressured by Eckler in the backcourt across the timeline. Crossover dribble. It was tipped though by Eckler in the backcourt. And then Eckler tips it away. Eckler tries to save it in, but then it's re-intercepted by Austin Garcia. The teams exchange turnovers. Garcia against Reeve Merritt. On the outside right to Albo. Albo against Brenton Abbott. Dribbles to his left. Cross court to Maris. Maris against Eckler, holding the ball up high. Over to Garcia. Garcia looked like he was fouled by Merritt. It was tipped away into the hands of Maris. Maris in the high right with a basketball. Cross court to Garcia. Garcia still looking. Dribbles to his right. Garcia gets Merritt. Gets a pick from Maris. And then lost the basketball, and it's loose on the floor, and it's out of bounds. It's off of Eckler. The Beatnicker ball handling right now is very suspect as Jake Nelson and Rob Anders check into the game for the Reds. Luckily, the Beatnickers still have possession, and Colby Needham's back in for Brush.
Well, and what I was going to say about that is Brush is just not, they're dribbling too much. It's got to be more of a passing game. They've got to be able to set screens and come off of there.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm agent Greg Mullen is there. Let Greg Mullen work with you to get the discount you desire and the coverage you need. State Farm agent Greg Mullen. Tormolen right in the lane on the outside right to Garcia. At the free throw line, he travels. Wow. Only 3 turnovers for Brush, but that series there was not good. Tyler Monday in for Tormolen. Eaton 12, Brush 8. A minute 33 to go in the opening quarter. Lady Beat Diggers lost a close one at home to the Faith Christian Eagles, 53-46 earlier today. Here is Nelson, back to Merritt. Over to Brock Needens, down to Merritt, penetrating left baseline. 15-footer is no good. Bryce Needens has the rebound, but tipped away by Eckler. Eckler to Nelson all the way, scoops it up off to the left, and Bryce Needens has another rebound this time. Here comes Brock Needens, long pass to Maris, jump pass through Monday, and it's intercepted by Brock Needens. And here comes Needens, bounce pass to Merritt, lays it up and in. And the Beat Diggers are now down 14-8. This is a 12-1 run for Eaton with 48 seconds to go in the opening quarter, and we've got a foul. And that foul's going to be, I believe, on Eckler. He's trying to run through a screen. I mean, come on. These Redskins are ridiculous. I mean, he ran over Bryce Peterson, and Dean Grable's not happy about it either. Wow. Again, every foul that Eaton commits, it's like it's a horrible call if you're talking to the Eaton fans. Well, anyway.
Eaton's a very physical team, so they're going to have to take their lumps just like everybody else.
Dunker to Monday. Monday on the outside right, looking to his right, maintains the dribble, spinning, backs it out to Dunker. Dunker with the basketball, 33 seconds to go in the first. Dunker lobs it down low for Monday, ball tipped away. Intercepted by Eckler. Eckler a 2-on-2 right of the lane all the way, bangs and scores. Eckler has 8 in the opening quarter. Beat Diggers are down by 8. It's a 14-1 run for the Reds. Eaton 16, Brush 8. 13 seconds to go. Maris across the timeline, behind his back, into the front court with 9 seconds to go, penetrating left baseline. Now we've got a whistle to foul. Eckler tried to run through another pick. Let's see how the fans react now, because Dunker is on his butt. That's a second foul on Eckler. I'm sorry, I get sick of that already.
Well,
this is going both ways. The officiating is very good. It's very good.
It's one thing if you try to avoid the screen, but if you run right through it, then it's going to be a foul.
Dunker with the basketball on the outside left to Needens. Little 10-foot pull-up is an air ball. Monday tries to save it in, and he hits it off the back of the backboard. Eckler will throw it up from 70, and it's off the backboard. That's the end of the opening quarter. With the score, Eaton 16, Rush 8. KSLR.com. John Beltran, Jen Goodall back at Eaton High School. Eaton leads Brush 16-8 as we go to the second quarter, the second round 3A state tournament game. Austin Ryer has the basketball on the outside right to Jake Nelson. Nelson on line for Ryer, and he hit the bottom of the rim going for the alley-oop. And that's actually a shot attempt, and Jeffrey Dunker has the rebound. Dunker into the front court, jump pass to Tor Mullen. Over to Baker, left to the lane. Baker leads, and he commits an offensive foul. He ran right into Chris Abbott. The Beat Diggers have turned it over 6 times, and Baker with his first foul. Tor Mullen, Baker, Dunker, Maris, and Needens for Brush. Austin Ryer, Britton Abbott, along with Brock Needens, Jake Nelson, and Ryan McIntyre for the Reds. Eaton basketball. The Beat Diggers have got to stop the bleeding. They're only down 8. A big stunner today as 4-time defending 3A champion, the Holy Family Lady Tigers, lost to Florence by 3. So Florence will face Faith Christian and an Elite 8 game on the 3A side. And now Eaton's going to spread it out. This is almost a 4 corners offense. Nelson, cross court to Needens, back to Nelson. Nelson bounce pass left to the free throw line, right through the hands of Abbott, and intercepted by Randy Baker. Beat Diggers come the other way. Baker on the high right to Gregory Maris. He'll dribble towards the top of the 3-point circle, now retreat towards the timeline. Maris to his right against Nelson. Back to his left to Baker. The Beat Diggers have 1 point in the last 5 minutes of the game. Dunker at the free throw line. Dunker spinning, looking, bounce pass to Baker, all knocked away. Intercepted by Abbott. Long pass to Ryer, knocked away by Dunker. Ball is loose on the floor, and let's see what the call is. What is the call there, Jen?
They're going to call, I mean, even though he kind of got tripped up, they're going to call it on Greg Maris because he fell on top of him after he was down.
That's not good because they need Maris out there, and that's his second foul. And here comes Reed Merritt into the game for the Reds for Jake Nelson. Eaton 16, Brush 8, 6:44 to go in the second.
Brush is in a 2-3, and they were trying to stop that run right there, but they've got to be careful.
On the outside left, Ryer takes a long three. That's off the back of the rim. The rebound to Abbott, over to Ryer. Ryer lost the basketball, but it is picked up over there by Reed Merritt. Then it's stolen away by Mares. Mares with a 2-on-1. Flips it to Needhams, lays it up and around and up to the right. And the ball is loose, and Mares tries to pick it up, but it's taken away by the Reds. Here's Abbott to Ryer, and he misses it. And it's out of bounds. It should be Big Digger basketball. Are they going to call a foul there? They're going to call a foul on Maris. Okay, what happened there? Because that foul was called about 50 feet behind the play. Well, they're going to call Maris with a foul on that dunk attempt. And that's his third foul. He's going to have to take a seat.
Wait a minute. He wasn't. Randy Baker was the one that was with.
I don't know. Yeah, they got it. Okay, they might change the call here.
Yeah, I was going to say Randy Baker was the one. Gregory was still back at half court.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's a bad call, but you're right.
No. I'm trying to make it correct here.
Yeah, that's what the Brush fans are doing right now. Yep. I don't blame them.
There we go.
Baker commits his second foul.
I mean, I'm not negating the foul.
No. Austin Ryer will shoot two for the Reds. And the first free throw is up and off the back of the rim. Second free throw upcoming. It was 16-8 after one. It's still 16-8. Second free throw is up, and that's good. But this is a huge run right now for Eaton. Austin Eckler back in for Brock Needhams. This is now a 16-1 run. Check it, 15-1. With the basketball is Baker in the backcourt. Beatniggers need a bucket badly just to stay in this game. Down by 9. And Baker fouled by Merritt. And here comes the reaction again. There we go.
If he's sticking his hands in the inside, and Randy for Brush is doing a great job, he's trying to block his hand out of there, and you reach and you get called for it, then you got to not reach anymore.
Kyle Rosenbrock's in the game for Randy Baker. And I'm sure this is not the first basketball game many of the fans have watched, but it's a clear reach-in. Dunker with a basketball just beyond the timeline. That is the 16th foul against Eaton. The Beatniggers have 5. Dunker right of the lane. Bounce pass to Tormolin. Down low for Rosenbrock. Banks and scores. Beatniggers needed that badly. Eaton 17, Brush 10. 5:58 to go before the break. Into the front court is Merritt with a basketball against Needhams. Cross court to Eckler. Again, they're going to spread it out and slow down this offense. Over to Merritt. Merritt against Colby Needhams. Merritt back out to Eckler, just playing pitch and catch right now. Merritt with a basketball. Merritt dribbling to his right, motioning Ryan McIntyre to clear the space for him. Over to Abbott on the outside left, McIntyre. Bounce pass to Ryer, double team. Over to McIntyre, fakes the three. Ryer penetrates, it's cut off by Tormolin. Backs it out to Eckler. Eckler with the basketball at the top on the outside right to Abbott. Dribbles in the lane all the way. Layup is up and in. Yes, clear lane. Brendan Abbott scores. Eaton 19, Brush 10, and head coach Ben Garcia not happy about that. 30-second timeout, 5:15 to go before the break. Timeout brought to you by Cargill Meat Solutions, taking as much pride in the community just as you do in the products they provide to their consumers. Cargill Meat Solutions, part of the KSIR B106 scholarship program. 5:15 to go, second quarter, and 19-10 is the lead for Eaton. And that's what happens. You can lull a defense to sleep when you slow it down like that, and Abbott found the lane and scored easily.
You can, and that's going to come down to communication on the defensive end as well as, moving your feet, not getting your hands stuck in the middle of things, and hustle plays, 50-50 balls.
Maris is triggered, and backboard pressure being applied off the inbounds pass. Here is Dunker. Dunker into the front court, dribbles against Ryer at the top of the key, dribbling to his left. Maintains the dribble, picks up the dribble, feeds Colby Needhams. Needhams dribbling, spinning on the left of the free throw line, back out to Tormolin as he lost the basketball now to Maris. On the outside right to Rosenbrock, gets a pick from Tormolin. Cross court to Maris, left wing three in the air. That's off to the right, and the ball is tipped into the hands of Colby Needhams. Back out to Rosenbrock. Beatniggers will reset the offense. Down to Maris. Maris jump past the Needhams. Right wing three. Good! That's a big one for Colby Needhams. His first point of the game. Eaton 19, Brush 13. 4:33 to go, second quarter. I'm John Beltran with Jen Goodall. Jake Nelson calls out the play for the Reds against Colby Needhams just beyond the timeline. At the top for Abbott, guarded by Rosenbrock, dribbling to his left, spinning left of the free throw line, nearly picked off here by Dunker, lost the basketball, got it back, Gets it out to Eckler. Eckler at the top. Guarded by Gregory Mayers. Maintains the dribble. Eckler wants his teammates to clear some space for him. Eckler on the outside right to McIntyre. Picked up by Dunker. Bounce pass to Ryer. Ryer on the left wing looking for Eckler. Hands it off to Eckler. Eckler had 8 points in the opening quarter. None so far here in the second. Under 4 minutes to go. Eaton 19, Brush 13. Nelson at the top against Needhams on the outside right to Abbott. Bounce pass down low for McIntyre. Tipped away by Dunker, but Dunker committed the foul. That'll be the 16th foul against the Beat Diggers for Dunker. That is his first personal. Your one-stop shop for all of your banking and investment needs, from checking to savings to IRAs, is Morgan Federal Bank, 321 Ensign Street. Morgan Federal Bank, there's a difference. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Nelson misses the jumper on the right wing. The rebound to Mitch Tormola in his second. Outlet to Colby Needhams. Needhams across the timeline, looking down low, outside right for Dunker. Dunker into the lane, bounce pass is tipped away, or was it kicked? Oh, we have a pushing violation. That, I think, is against Eaton, and that's Eckler with his third. That's a big foul. Beatdiggers might have gotten a break there, actually, but nonetheless, it's a 1-and-1 situation. Colby Needhams to the line, Eckler's out, and Brock Needhams is in. Here we go. Needhams with a big free throw here. That is up, and that is good for Colby Needhams. 3:35 to go, second quarter. Your one-stop center for projects around your home, office, or yard is Ackley Building Center, 1402 Mill Street in Brush. The second free throw is in. 3.5 remaining in the second. 19-15. Nelson, front court pass to Brock Needhams. Needhams on the outside left. Won't take that free, picked up by Mayers. Back out to McIntyre. Near the timeline, here's Nelson. Nelson calling out the play against Colby Needhams. Bounce pass from the outside right for McIntyre. McIntyre lost the basketball. Oh, boy, do we have a foul? We do, and that foul was committed, I think, by Jeffrey Dunker, yes. It was a 2-0. I wasn't sure which 2-0 it was, but it's going to be Dunker or Brush. That'll be a 1-and-1 situation. And here's Ryan McIntyre with a free throw for Eaton. That's up, and that is off the back of the rim. And the ball is tipped into the hands of Rosenbrock. Blocks the shot by McIntyre, who got the rebound. Then we have a foul on Dunker again. Oh, boy, the Beatdiggers have got to grab those rebounds. Yeah, that's what got him there. Didn't grab the rebound, and now Britton Abbott is at the line after Dunker commits his second. Abbott has 3 points in the game. Eaton leads by 4. 3:12 to go before the break. This free throw is up, and that's perfect. Yeah, when you don't get a rebound off a missed free throw, Jen, that is a killer.
It is, especially when you outnumber the other team colors.
Second free throw is up, and that is around and good. The Reds are back up by 6. They've led by as many as 9. Eaton 21, Brush 15. 3:06 to go before halftime. Mayers with the basketball at the top behind his back. Crossover dribble. Maintains the dribble. Dribbles by Nelson. Bounce pass Dunker. Little 5-footers around and good for Jeffrey Dunker on the left baseline. Beatdiggers are hanging right in. Eaton 21, Brush 17. 2:49 to go, second quarter. Jake Nelson on the outside right in the corner. Ryer, 3 in the air. Good. That's a big one for Austin Ryer. Ryer now with 9 points. The Reds lead by 7. Mayers alley-oop pass goes off the backboard. Intended for Tormola. Long pass to Abbott in the front court. Lays it up and in. That's already a 5-0 run there. The Beatdiggers commit the turnover. They're down by 9 just like that. 26-17. 2:22 to go in the second quarter. Rosenbrock on the outside right. Back out to Mayers. Beatdiggers have got to reset this offense and creep a little bit closer. They were to within 4. Mayers on the outside left, over to Dunker. Dunker takes a dribble left baseline, going to spin it back out to Mayers. Mayers dribbles towards the timeline as we approach the 2-minute mark of the second. Dunker in the lane, scoops it down low for Rosenbrock and out of bounds. And in fact, it will be Eaton basketball, but is that simply a turnover? No, it is a turnover and a foul on Dunker. That'll be his third on the offensive foul. Brush has committed 9 turnovers unofficially. Eaton with 5. And now the Reds, with under 2 minutes to go, can take a double-digit lead. Abbott with the basketball at the top. Abbott will retreat. Lost the basketball, and Eaton's knocked away. It's loose near midcourt, but it's picked up by McIntyre. McIntyre gets Rosenbrock. Back out to Nelson. Nelson dribbling on the outside right. Nelson feeding Keenan Hall, making his first appearance. Over to Brock Needens. Jump pass to McIntyre, left of the lane. Over to Jake Nelson, left of the lane now. Nelson looking, bounce pass down low for Hall. Spinning, left corner, over to Brock Needens. Penetrates his runners up and around, and no good. And the ball is fought for, and Bryce Needens has the rebound for the Beat Diggers off the roll. Needens with his third board, across midcourt. Needens at the free throw line, spinning and fouled. That will be the 18th foul against Eaton. Ryan McIntyre commits his second. And Bryce Needens to the strike for the 1-1. No matter what your loan needs, stop by High Plains Bank, 502 Central Avenue in Wiggins. Also inquire by checking and savings accounts as well as CDs at High Plains Bank in Wiggins. And the Bryce Needens free throw is in. Needens with his first point of the game. Eaton 26, Brush 18. Ray Merritt is back in for Eaton. Austin Ryer was out for about a minute. He's back in for Eaton as well. Austin Garcia checks in for Brush. Second free throw to be attempted by Bryce Needens. That one is up, and that one is around and no good. Austin Ryer grabs his fifth rebound for the Reds. Into the front court is Merritt. Right corner for Brock Needens. Dribbles to his left, right of the lane, in the lane, all the way. Left-handed hook is around and no good. Mitch Torbolen grabs his third rebound for Brush. On the outlet to Colby Needens. Needens into the front court on the outside left. Back out to Torbolen. Torbolen hands it off to Garcia. Austin Garcia takes a couple of dribbles. Dribbling to his left. He's going to hand it off to Colby Needens. Needens spinning, had it stripped away out of bounds, but the Reds could not save it in. It will stay with Brush just beyond midcourt. With 52.1 seconds to go, Jake Nelson took a brief rest. He's back in for Reed Merritt. And Austin Garcia to throw it in for Brush. With the Beat Diggers down by 8 in the backcourt. The pass into Bryce Needens. Needens against Austin Ryer. Just beyond the timeline. Chest pass on the outside right to Garcia. Guarded by Nelson. Gets a pick from Torbolen. Jump pass to Torbolen. And the ball was stripped out of bounds. Off of Britton Abbott. Beat Diggers retain possession with 38.8 to go. And Garcia to throw it in. Garcia holds the ball up high. Looking, still looking. Right corner for Needens. Makes the three. Steps to his left. Takes the three. Makes the three! That's a big one for Needens. He's got 8 in the quarter, 8 in the game. Eaton 26, Brush 21. 25 seconds to go before the break. On the outside right, McIntyre near the top with the basketball is Brock Needens. Back to Jake Nelson on the left. Nelson at the free throw line. Outside right for Abbott. Abbott against Kyle Rosenbrock. Dribbles, spins, hands it off to Nelson. 11 seconds to go. Nelson calls out the play with 8 seconds to go. Dribbles to his right. Gets a pick from McIntyre. Right corner for Abbott with 4. Abbott trapped. Back out to Nelson. Straight away free. It's an air ball. It's out of bounds. That's the end of the opening half. Well, the Beat Diggers close the first half with some momentum with a score. Eaton 26, Brush 21. It's a 3-minute break. You're listening to the 2012 Colorado High School Basketball Playoffs on 1010 KSLR and KSLR.com.